How's it going, OpTic Nation? Di3seL here, bringing you the HAWX 2 demo. This game is slated to come out just a couple days on the 7th, so I figured I'd show you guys this game if you haven't seen it already. I'm probably going to be getting it. I'm a big fan of flying games, all the way from simulators to the HAWX games to Ace Combat, which I loved, but unfortunately the one they put out on Xbox blew dick. But yeah, this is the demo. So this is the second part of the first mission they let you play on the demo, and I thought this was a little more entertaining. The first part was just you in the air and you're dog fighting with a couple other enemy fighters, but it's all pretty distance fighting. This I thought was a little better because you're flying so close to the ground and the cliffs and whatnot, and you're I have to pretty much get fairly close to these guys because I am out of missiles soon. I think I have a couple left. I think it says 5 in the bottom right. But these fighters are flaring like champs. All they keep shooting out are flares. So the missiles are pretty much ineffective right now. But yeah, this game, they did a lot of things and added a lot of things into it, which I enjoyed, and I think is going to make the game a lot better than the first one. The first one was pretty good. I know a lot of people, I mean, if you're not really a die-hard flying game fan, I guess you could say, a lot of people didn't like the first HAWX. It was kind of arcadey. That's the one thing I kind of didn't like about it. The kind of aerial maneuvers you could do. It was kind of weird, and I wasn't really a fan of it. It was cool for the first couple of bits when you could pretty much just stop your plane on a dime and flip it over and end up right behind somebody. It was pretty cool. But this one seems to go back to just a more straight up, you're just flying, and you got to do what you got to do. It doesn't seem like it relies so much on the trick aspect and the flashiness, and I don't think it needs to. The game is really good looking. The graphics are great. It plays and controls well. I think it's a little too easy to use this the cannon on your gun, on your plane. Sorry. But other than that, I liked it. This is on Expert, which isn't very tough, to be honest with you. In the first HAWX, it was pretty hard in certain missions. This is one of those little things I like that they added. Just this simple, I guess you could call it like a mini game, where you have to refuel your plane in midair. Before we went to the next mission, we had to refuel. So the fueling begins when you pull your little your plane up to it, right into the fueling hatch right there. You see it, and you see the beacon on your plane flashing, and then the beacon on the fueling boom right there. And you pretty much have to line them up. Right here, the fueling plane starts pulling away, and then I was thinking my plane ran out of fuel. Thankfully, it did not, because I was going to say this demo is broken because it clearly says I have 2 minutes left. So right here, I thought I was going to smash right into the wing of this thing. I almost wanted to just to see what would happen, but unfortunately, I got it the first time, and yeah, it wasn't a perfect one, and it seems like if you get into a general vicinity of this, it just locks itself on. You'll see that. Like I'm not really near it, and then whoop, right onto it. But yeah, the cinematics right there is pretty cool. I'm gonna shut up for a minute because the introduction to the next mission's coming, so I'll let you guys listen to that.
Hunter, we've got a narrow window of opportunity here to strike a major blow against the insurgents. It's only an hour until dawn. At that point, Faridi's people will realize he's dead. They'll warn off the insurgents and relocate the entire network. It could take us months, even years, to track him down again. We got a stealth F-35 on the deck, armed and ready to go, and the Pentagon's given us clearance for a surgical strike. Let's take him out.
So there you go. You kind of have an idea on what exactly we're about to do. We're about to attack at night when they're not expecting, because right now there are, if you are familiar with the other Tom Clancy games, there's actually some splinter cells in the vicinity where we're going to be flying towards. Here's another thing. Taking off in general, you would think it would be in a game that has airplanes, and it really was not a focal point. That, or landing, really, for that matter. Right here, this first part of the mission, there's cargo vessels, and you have to take them out with a sophisticated precision bomb, which kind of resembles an AC-130. You could zoom in, zoom out, aim, all that good stuff, and you just beacon it right there, and it's loading. It sounds like an AC-130, and goodbye ship. And you have, I think there's like 5 or 6 here. There's a pretty big one out there that takes 2 shots, but this was pretty cool. Just an added little thing. I don't know how long I could do this. I hope this wouldn't be like a full mission, but as long as it's on balanced well, it'll be it's fun to do. There's another part later on in this demo where you have to actually do it to planes that are about to take off, and that was pretty interesting because you had to lead them because they were taking off down the runway and whatnot. So that was cool. Right now you start seeing the anti-air going off. Right now, if you go below 5,000 feet, you will be shot, is pretty much what it said. So it said you had to stay below 5,000 feet. And right now all those ships are destroyed, and now they're telling me I have to take out these helicopters, which they are clearly below 5,000 feet. So I fast forward a bit for you guys, and now we're down here. We're flying at about, when I start shooting these guys, about 200 feet, or 200 meters, sorry. And yeah, that's a whole shit ton lower than I should be. But thankfully this plane is pretty quick. Its cannon is ridiculous. It fires. It sounds amazing. This plane's super quick and agile, so I was able to... I don't know if that does anything with me rolling, but it looked cool and felt like what I was supposed to do from what was going on from the sound. So I just did it. And about to take that guy out right there. And now this is the part I was talking about where you had to lead him. You're in that same view where you have to shoot down, and that guy take off perfectly. Let him... And this guy starts, he throws down the throttle, and I can just not get this guy. I take 3 shots at him and a whiff on every one. And so you see his little icon right there. It's a yellow with a plane in it. That means he's airborne. So now I'm just going to quickly mark these remaining 3 targets. And there's a missile on its way. You see missile alert, and he rocks the shit out of me. I was not able to pull out of that missile screen quick enough. And so now I'm right behind this guy, so he's pretty much screwed up. So here we go. We're just waiting, and done. Pretty much if you got this dude in your crosshairs with this plane and that gun, it's ridiculous. And there you go. You see the splinter cell right there, and we were helping him. And right now here comes the landing, which I said really wasn't in the last game, which you would think, like I said, landing, taking off, refueling, those are things you would just pretty much assume would be in a game that has planes, but it wasn't. The landing's pretty easy. As long as you don't crash into the side of the carrier, you're good to go. And here you go, touchdown. So this has been Di3seL, HAWX 2. Get it. It's out September 7th. Adios.